Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Treasure Island, released in 1990. Written and directed by Fraser, Clarke, Heston, starring Charlton Heston, Christian Bale, Oliver Reed, Christopher Lee, Richard Johnson, Julian Glover, Isla Blair, Clive Wood, Michael Halsey, Pete Postlethwait, and Nicolas Amer. Now, I have always liked the Turner movies that they would do, where Ted Turner would produce films, and this was one of his on his Turner Network Television made-for-TV movies. And almost every one of these things was very well made, very well cast, very well acted films. And I will get to a few more of them down the road here. But I had not seen this one. I had seen a lot of the other ones, but I had not seen this one. And when I saw the cast, I was excited. But then I saw who some of these characters were being played by. So we got Oliver Reed in here. Is he playing the major character of the Squire, or as the captain, Captain Smollett? No. He's playing Billy Bones, who, as a character, most know, is only going to make it 20 to 30 minutes into the film and is going to die. So that was bad to find out that this awesome actor was only playing this small role at the very beginning of the film. And then, does Christopher Lee have one of those roles? Is Christopher Lee playing the Squire? Is Christopher Lee playing Captain Smollett? No. He's playing Blind Pew, who has less screen time than even Billy Bones. And that's unfortunate. And those actors, to their credit, do an excellent job in these smaller roles. I mean, Oliver Reed is excellent as Billy Bones. But I wonder why they were given the smaller roles. Same way with Christopher Lee. I mean, as Blind Pew, he nails it with the character. But what would have it been like if we would have gotten Oliver Reed as the Squire and Christopher Lee as Captain Smollett? Or vice versa. Because both those actors could have played those roles easily. And to make matters worse, even though Oliver Reed and Christopher Lee do get to reunite on screen for one scene after their many projects that they worked on for Amer Productions and the Musketeers movies, neither one of those two actors gets to work with Charlton Heston. And I think that was a huge missed opportunity on this film. But not that the actors that they got to play Squire and Captain Smollett are bad. Richard Johnson is excellent as the Squire. He does a great scene where he gets very emotional during the death scene of one of his men, ironically played by James Cosmo, who would later go on to have an equally emotional death in Braveheart.
Might you be saying a prayer, sir? The custom it is and all. Forgive me, Tom.
He leadeth me beside
Wait, man.
still waters. He restoreth my soul.
What's to forgive?
Thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
So in that scene, both of those actors showed that how they can, emote, and played really great off of each other in that sequence. And then you have Clive Wood playing Captain Smollett, and I was apprehensive about him when he had his first scene, but as he went along, I realized how good of an actor he was, and I knew I was in good hands with that character. And then, of course, you have Dr. Livesey, played excellently by Julian Glover. This was after Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, in which he played Donovan. And in this, he's playing a good guy, which was awesome. I really loved seeing him play that character. And he has a scene with Oliver Reed's Billy Bones, which is excellently portrayed by both actors.
If you keep on drinking rum, the world will soon be quit of a very dirty scoundrel.
There I was. Now you call me captain, or by thunder I'm gonna pin you to the wall with this cutlass and hang you from the yardarm by your thumbs and use you for musket practice.
If you do not put down that cutlass this instant, I'll have you drawn up at the next assizes. I am not a doctor only, but a magistrate. And if I catch so much as a breath of complaint against you, I'll have you hunted down and hanged like the dog you are.
And Charlton Heston steps into the role of Long John Silver and is pretty damn close to Robert Newton's portrayal in the Disney version. And that's saying something. But what would we expect from Charlton Heston? Charlton Heston is a legend for a reason. And he is great in here as Long John Silver. Now, the actor in this that I think just hit the jackpot as far as getting to work with all these great actors was Christian Bale. I mean, he is just a young kid at this point, and he gets to work alongside Oliver Reed, Christopher Lee, Julian Glover, Charlton Heston. I mean, what better way to come into a film playing a lead role of Jim Hawkins than getting to play off of all of these great actors. Excellent. I'm envious of him that he got to work with all those great actors who are unfortunately no longer with us right now. Another thing that's a little bit different in this one from the Disney version and any other versions that I've seen so far, Isla Blair's version of Miss Hawkins, Jim's mother, she gets quite a bit more screen time in this, even though it's only early in the film. She has probably about equal amount of screen time as what Oliver Reed has, and she's a great actress, so that was cool to actually get that character getting more screen time and more to do. But overall, the major problem with this version, which it's not really a problem if you haven't seen the Disney version, but a lot of this is pretty much exactly the same as that original Disney film. I mean, it is scene for scene exactly the same throughout it. I mean, if you had not seen the original Disney version and you watched this film, you would not be affected and you could fully invest in this film. But me, being a fan of that original Disney film, I was left wanting more, because there are lines that are basically not changed, nothing is done to change a lot of it.
Give me a hand up.
Not I.
Right. Blood! Before this hour's out, you mark my words, Captain Smollett. I'll stove in this blockhouse like a rum puncheon. Them that dies will be the lucky ones.
With the exception of, like I said, giving Miss Hawkins a little bit more screen time, and a few little things here and there, such as Billy Bones actually being pretty damn tough and fighting off the Black Dog in there instead of cowering down to him like many of the other variations on this film. Oliver Reed was badass as his character. I mean, he kicked ass up until that point when his character dies, and the way the character dies is just the idea of casting Oliver Reed in this role. It hits too close to home as far as how he would really die when he was working on Gladiator. Drinking and, partying and, and then dying like that. So, that's kind of hard to watch when you know how he died in real life. So, but excellent performance by him in this film, even though I was disappointed that he didn't get one of those other roles. But my final review of Treasure Island from 1990. I am going to give this film a 9.3 out of 10. It is almost as good a variation on the story as the Disney version. And it is just well acted all around the board. Charlton Heston, Christian Bale, Oliver Reed, Christopher Lee, Julian Glover. They are all excellent in this film. It is such a well-made and well-acted film. If you have not seen it, be sure and check it out. I implore you. But have you seen it? And if you have, what do you think? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video review. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all Plus members to view prior to it going live for everyone else. And then I will do another post where you can request more. So it's not just a one-time thing. So if you want to get interactive, now is your chance.
Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.